Hello and welcome to the Hold My Beard Marketing Podcast, the only podcast that has beards on it. I am, of course, Jake the Wizard, and this is Mitch. What's up, Mitch?
What are you laughing about?
The only podcast with beards.
It's true. It is. It is very true. Nobody else has beards like our beards.
Well, maybe yours. Mine's pretty phoned it in, JD Vance style.
Yeah, people will get us to be able to see my grays a little bit better today with the different camera I'm using. So I have a good future for Santa Claus. Let's just put it that way.
Hey, dude, there are worse things. You know,
they get
there
paid
are
well.
worse things.
It's like $300 an hour that rent a Santa Claus gets paid like $300 an hour.
Dude, not bad.
Yeah. So when
Not
I retire,
bad.
I'm still going to be rolling.
Yeah, rolling. For
I'll have
17
rolls.
days of the year, you'll be rolling. Well, if you've never been here before, this is a marketing news and otherwise tips, tricks podcast for marketing enthusiasts, agencies. Mitch and I both own agencies, so we try to share along what's working for us. And but we usually start with some news, and towards the end of the episode, we're of course going to do everyone's favorite segment, 7 Minutes in Heaven.
I missed it.
You missed it?
I've missed it.
Yeah, it's good. Where we're going to lovingly tear apart a website.
Mm-hmm.
All in love and a little bit of jest. But yeah, so let's dive in. As you know, I love me some good funny branding to start with.
Oh yes.
Goldfish has rebranded into being called Chilean Seabass.
Okay.
Of course, as a hilarious marketing stunt, they've been selling Chilean Seabass, goldfish, crackers. Literally no change other than a couple of fonts on the bag. They sold out.
Yeah, that is hilarious. Chilean Seabass.
So it doesn't matter if it's funny.
Yeah, I don't like they're saying the new name acknowledges that the crackers are not just for kids. I don't care that they were called goldfish. I still eat them.
Oh yeah. The only snack that smiles back until you bite their heads off.
Right. You ever do that where like you bite one fin off, then you bite the other fin off, then you like bite the head, or is that just me being a sociopath?
I think it's only you. And in
Okay.
fact, if the comments can confirm it's only him, that would be very helpful.
Oh Lord.
I eat goldfish like I eat popcorn, literally more than a mouthful, like just kind of jammed in with crackers falling down the sides.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's just goldfish everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. I'd get in a bathtub full of goldfish or Chilean sea bass.
Chilean sea bass.
So play with your brand, y'all. If you don't learn nothing else, play with your brand. No one's a serious brand anymore, unless you're like Rolex or Maserati or something, you know.
Yeah.
Play with your brand.
Don't take your brand too seriously. Have some fun.
Absolutely. This was a fun story that surfaced. A Google ad rep made unauthorized changes to an ad account. They got busted.
I didn't understand.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. But yeah, Google rep made changes without authorization. They adjusted ad copy, headlines, and bidding strategy without approval.
That's not good at all. I'd be pissed.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Like they literally just like basically just built a whole new campaign and like reset everything. Wow. Why?
Either way, this is stepping across the line.
Oh, huge.
Especially when Google has reported their best quarter in ads history. You got to wonder if this is an isolated incident or not.
She said this was a mistake and not intentional. Like, how is it not intentional? You intentionally have to change headlines, bidding strategy. There's so many clicks that have to be done in order to perform those actions that like you intentionally did it. It might not have been malicious, but it was intentional. Yeah,
this is not an oops. This is an oops, I fell over. Oh, I fell over again situation.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's mind blowing, dude. Yeah. How many, like you were just saying, how many other times did this happen?
Well, I mean, I would just say if you haven't looked at your Google ads in the last month, 2 months, I know people who do that.
Oh yeah, go check your change history.
Go
check
look.
your change history. Uh-huh.
Absolutely. So,
Wow.
Google search snippets now show contradictory information.
Why am I not surprised?
Basically, there are snippets that are literally just saying opposite things. The engineers admitted, we do not understand documents, we fake it. So remember, Google is not the algorithm is not intelligent. It is literally processing lines and lines of data. It doesn't know the difference between a tree and a donut. So when it presents stuff, again, this is just another sliding of Google going away from a search engine to an answer machine and failing terribly at it.
Like, I feel like this just they've had a year of alcoholism. Like, Google's just drunk, man, doing wild things. Give us, do you have an example of like what the contradictions were?
Let's see. The link between coffee and hypertension generates a featured snippet highlighting caffeine's potential to cause high blood pressure spikes. Searching no link will give you a link to something that contradicts that exact statement.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So search biasy. Yay.
Does any of this, I love the size I have before I ask any questions. Just like, do you think any like this and all the other crazy chaos that has happened over this last 10 months to a year has anything to do with their core algorithmic updates that they've made, to where it's like they're accidentally breaking things in the process of trying to make search better and generative AI?
Well, there's kind of two schools of thought on this from an SEO perspective. One is that most SEOs generally agree that the helpful content update, which came out in October of 22, was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Just by every metric and standard, terrible for small publishers, terrible for the search results, very, very bad. And then they doubled down and released the helpful content update 2, and that just further mired things in. I don't have an article on this, but this came out last week. Google held a creator conference, and they told the SEO creators, if you got hit by the HCU and you haven't recovered yet, give up.
That's just insane.
And I'm paraphrasing, but not much.
Right.
Not much. It was quite a heavy topic on Twitter when it came out. So, and it confirmed by multiple sources. So it was not a good conference for Google and the way that they look. Apparently, someone in the crowd asked a question about the HCU, and the engineer said, "What does HCU stand for?"
Oh, you're kidding.
So it's not looking good. Now, there is a little bit of glimmer of hope on the Google side. Little bit. I believe his name is Pandrakar, was the head of Google Search. He has been for the last 5 years and has been the known driver of the heavier integration of Google Ads over this period of time. And he has been promoted out of that position. They're bringing in a new guy named Brian Fox, who, if you look back at some of his comment history and things he's written, seems like he's much more in alignment with where Google search should be going. But yeah, I do realize I did not finish my statement earlier, which was there's two schools of thought. So HCU screwing everything up. The one school of thought, and this is the more popular school of thought, is that they have given Gemini some agency within the algorithm.
Oh, okay.
And because Google's single mandate is that people search, click first link, never come back, or search, read a SERP and never come back, there is a reliance on the AI understanding that things like Reddit, Forbes, and other major publishers tend to produce those results.
Interesting.
The second school of thought is that Google's bought off.
You know what was interesting? I saw a commercial last night for Google versus DuckDuckGo, and it was people trying to get people to use DuckDuckGo. I thought that was interesting.
DuckDuckGo has been coming up.
Yeah.
But, and we'll talk about this in a minute, there are a lot of other AI-based competitors that are gaining steam rapidly. Google's actually at the lowest point in the last, I think it's 12 or 15 years of search quantity, right? Like of all their ownership of the market. is at the lowest point it's been in like 15 years.
Wow. So they're losing market share essentially.
It's still 88% of all search.
Oh, that's huge.
But it is the lowest point that they've had.
Right.
What happens when Google goes away? Do we still say I'm going to Google it?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. What do we say? I'm going to duck it? Don't say it too fast. It'll sound really bad, but
that would be a great ad campaign for them. Duck it.
Dude, hit me up, DuckDuckGo.
Oh my gosh. All right. Schema. I talk a lot about schema personally. I think it's very, very important for SEO if you're trying to do that. Google is thinking about bringing about a new type of schema called shipping service that explains how you ship things.
You put it in a box, you hand it to UPS, and it gets to your door. There you go.
So delivery cost and speed will be some of the pieces of data, as well as what constraints they have, locations, weight, stuff like that. So just another data point that if you're not using it, guess what? You're losing.
So interesting. Shipping service schema markup. Yep.
I mean, think about how much business is done via e-commerce and shipping now.
Oh, tons. It's huge. Yeah.
So, I mean, I can tell you that I've got an Amazon box fort in my garage. So
that's how you know you're married.
Well, we're heading into holiday season. Sprout Social did an analysis. 89% of consumers say social media influences their spending. Holy smokes.
Not shocked.
Not shocked, but go hire influencers to promote your product. I've been screaming this from the rooftops that influencers are the new ad networks.
I feel like this is the first time I've heard you say that. Totally kidding.
Yeah, I was about to say. Are you sure?
Yeah, no.
Do you need new headphones too?
I think so. My AirPods they break in and out when you say influencers. No, you're totally right. I mean, it's micro influencers. It's becoming such a huge thing, and they're even realizing, which I've been yelling for about a year and a half now, is like crappier videos do better. And so you're seeing kind of less higher end UGC influencer style videos. And honestly, we can all thank TikTok, in my opinion, for the rise of the UGC industry in content creation. But if you're not doing it, man, you're about to completely miss out.
Yep. I'm really interested to see the buying behavior across TikTok Shop in this holiday season.
Oh, for sure. Like, dude, if any of our e-com clients are not on there, we are highly encouraging them to get on there. And then we can, even try running shop ads, knowing full well that they may not buy there, but they're going to buy somewhere else. I mean, it's like, it will be very interesting to see how that plays out this year, because we didn't really have that last year. And last year's buying behavior during November and December was a little weird. But it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out this year.
I'll be interested to see if Amazon reports lower numbers than last year, thanks to TikTok Shop and Temu.
Temu. Forgot about Temu.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've probably bought $50 worth of things on Temu, which means like 31 items.
So true. No, I'm pretty sure my wife has bought things off of Temu. She went to buy this like gnome advent calendar for her friend, and they kind of portrayed it as like full-size gnomes. We get them. She gets it, and it's just a little box, and there's these little itty-bitty baby gnomes. But I mean, that's kind of the risk you take when you order off of those kind of sites. But like, you can get all kinds of stuff on there, and they spend so much money on ads. It's insane.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. So it's going to be an interesting holiday buying season for sure. Speaking of Amazon, they have now implemented an AI tool to help you advertise and create your product listings.
Oh, joy.
It is going to help you create new photos of your products, write descriptions, create generative AI videos of your products. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I like the idea of the images and the video, depending on how they come out, as long as they're legit. The AI written descriptions, maybe I was using it while I was in beta over the summer. It did, and it actually did pretty good. Like I was shocked at how good it did with the writing. You just gave it, like a chat GPT style thing. Like here's the info, write it. And it was like, spit it all out, which saves you tons of time creating a freaking Amazon listing. And you need the beautiful part about the video generation and the images is like, you need a ton of images, lifestyle images. You need a ton of and other videos in your listing for Amazon's even just base algorithm to like help rank you higher organically. And then now being able to do it with ads, like that's going to be dope.
Yeah, I just can't wait for the AI generated reviews.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, though, I do really love the AI review recap box that they added.
Mm-hmm.
It's been there for a while, but I read that almost religiously.
Oh yeah. I read that first and then go down and we'll sort by, negative reviews.
Yep. So we'll see. Amazon's got to play the game. They obviously have the largest amount of e-com description data on the planet. So I would imagine their AI would be highly tuned to help you write better listings. So,
oh yeah.
All right. The big boy, ChatGPT search launched. We've been waiting for it. Baby. Very, very interesting data coming out of this. So this article here is actually talking about how to get indexed in it. That they use 3 different crawlers to process your websites. So they use this OAI search bot that's going to just do general crawling. They have a GPT user. This is when you type in a URL. That's the one that goes to the site and reads it right then and there. And then they have the GPT bot, which is specifically about training their model.
Interesting.
But the interesting thing is, if you played with it, and I spent quite a bit of time playing around with their new search algorithm, they're also heavily relying on Bing and Bing's search algorithm. So if you haven't been focusing on getting your rankings up on Bing, now's the time.
Yeah. No, that's interesting you say that, because I mean, we talked about it. I think you talked about it in the mastermind yesterday, and then a client that you and I share brought that up at the end of the call. Was like, oh, I need to ask Jake about Bing because of this whole ChatGPT thing. So it's quite interesting. I feel like, and I'm not an SEO like you, but would you agree that this is going to get people to focus more on Bing? Like, if you know what to do, not really what to do, but if you know enough, is there going to be a shift to Bing?
I don't know, to be honest. Right now, Google has everything to lose. Let's just be real about it. 88% search dominance. Google has everything to lose. Bing has everything to gain. That being said, and you know this as an advertiser, Bing is the highest conversion rate of any search platform.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
A search from Bing is worth 12 from Google from a conversion perspective. And I think that that's really interesting, because that means that the people who are using Bing are really using it.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, you have an older crowd for the most part, and there's just a lot higher intent there. So they're not just looking up. I feel like they're not looking up as much random things as we all do on Google. To your point earlier, we all say Google it.
Yeah, exactly. So there's definitely something there about focusing on Bing. The problem with focusing on Bing is that their algorithm is just less elegant than Google's. So if you're optimizing for Google, you're kind of theoretically optimizing for Bing too.
Right.
The one tip I'd throw out here, and this is something that we just figured out doing a lot of research on this Search GPT, is that they really like utilizing lists from Bing search. So
the listicles?
Yeah. So let's say that you're looking for a gift for this holiday season for a person who is into golf. And you say, what are some good golf gifts in Search GPT? And you look at the results that Bing pulls back, because they're very transparent about it, where they pulled the information from, which I like. Probably 9 of the 12 articles it pulls are all top 7 gifts for your golf enthusiast friend, or, 41 golfer gifts, stuff like that. All affiliate links, of course.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's really interesting if you can start to either A, go after getting in those lists that already rank well on Bing, or B, build your own that rank top. you could be kind of gaming the system a little bit on the GPT search side.
Interesting.
And all of this is to say, I don't know how Perplexity works very well. That system is still so shrouded in mystery. I'm excited to see when they introduce some kind of search console, because they are a search engine. Perplexity said, let all these guys fight it out for these general intelligence engines. We're going to be the AI search.
Can I throw out what just happened with Perplexity?
Please, please.
So speaking of Perplexity and like the whole AI stuff, we talked about it offline a little earlier, but they have been raising money. So they raised $500 million on a nine. I said five earlier. It's actually $9 billion valuation. And they were recently at a $250 million valuation. So out of nowhere, Perplexity, I can't even do that kind of math on how many X increase in valuation that is, but like they're coming for everybody. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting next couple years. Again, I know we've talked about this several times, but the death of current search, what does the future look like? How is technology going to change that, both from an AI perspective? I think AR is going to be huge. Augmented reality is going to be the game changer no one's expecting. I've actually started to get ads on my TikTok for some AR enabled glasses that seem, version 0.1 of what we're going to end with. But, being able to put a transcription or auto translate or driving directions or read your text messages inside of your glasses just for you. That's the start.
They have a phone call too. I mean, they already have those glasses, but like you could have a phone call right there on your glasses and everything else. Like, yeah, we're finally to that point where AR, when Snapchat and, well, really the first one we tried to do was Google Glasses long time ago. I don't know if you remember those, but like they were just way too early. Oh, did you really? Nice.
I did. I don't have them anymore. I think I lost them in one of my moves, but I had a pair.
Yeah, they were just a little early.
A wee bit, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're definitely seeing a transition in the way people consume data, like a functionally baseline difference. And the way that we've been presenting data for the last 20 years is going to become obsolete. Websites are going to become obsolete.
Well, I'll give you a kind of an example of the difference in consuming data or getting answers. I myself will go to ChatGPT now instead of Google and ask, how do I do XYZ in this platform? And then it just spells it right out for me right there versus me having to like then find the right website. It just gives me the answer and I go right to it.
Yeah. My buddies and I, we play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. You are the Dragon Master.
I'm sure a huge shocker to this podcast.
Everybody's blown away right now. They're like, what?
Right now. No. And we had an idea for an app. It's a very simple app that would make playing D&D a little bit easier. I know this much about code.
Yeah.
We had a functional working version of the app in 2 hours using ChatGPT.
Isn't it? That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I had Claude on a whim over the weekend. I was like, I pay for these third-party attribution platforms for, conversions and results and everything. They can't be that hard to, they're probably that like hard to build, but let's see if Claude could do it. And so I literally told it like just very simple instructions and it started spitting out code and then it asked follow-ups. And I'm like, oh yeah, add in this metric, these platforms, yada, yada, yada. I have this huge line string of code for the database, for the front end, for the back end. I just need to connect APIs. I don't know what to do with any of that. Like I got the code, but then it would like give me an example and it was functional. I was like, what the hell just happened? I just wrote a probably pretty janky, crappy version of an attribution platform. I didn't write it, but like there's all the code in 30 minutes from my phone. Like I wasn't even on my computer.
I had it build it for me and I was like, what do I do with this? And it's like, well, here you go. Go to GitHub and put this here and then go over to this thing and put it here and attach your domain name. It's available web app.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Claude did the same thing. It was like, oh yeah, take this, put it into this, PHP, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, you already lost me. But it literally gave me step-by-step how to do it. Like, wow, this is nuts, dude. I'm very interested to know what your app was about.
I don't want to give it away because I want to make some money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Good old 99-cent download.
Well, and so it's interesting. There's a gal. I don't know if you've ever seen her, but I forget her name. But she just came out with her own kind of AI repurposing platform called Blotato, and it's actually really good because you can grab the link from, like, say, your TikTok. Like Opus only can cut things up. It's not a video cutter like Opus, but just as an example, Opus can't take a TikTok link. It can take like a Google Drive or a YouTube link. You can literally grab your YouTube link to your video, your TikTok, whatever, use it as a source, and then it will generate both images and the actual post itself based on the transcript of the video for Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I mean, you name it, like, it does it all just like that. And then you can post directly to it. And she made that in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And launched her MVP, minimal viable product, and is charging, I think, $19 at first, and then it'll go up a little bit, but gave you like a 14-day free trial to get hooked. And I could literally do it all from my phone. I'm like, it's insane. But she literally launched it in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and all of that is probably done, using this ChatGPT and knowing how code works better than a human does. Voice interaction is becoming a primary input.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of my first TikTok videos that blew up was about getting on voice search on search platforms. And that was just step one of this process. I watched a TikTok video the other day of a guy who coded an entire website using a single button that just enabled and disabled his microphone.
Oh, I've seen those that dude's videos. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So speaking of AI, you mentioned that product. Are there any other AI tools or workflows that you're using in your agency right now?
What do we use? So I mean, like, we obviously will use like Claude a lot for copywriting, not necessarily to like use it 100%, but get us like 80% of the way there and adjust it a little bit. I use ChatGPT for some like competitor research, SWOT analysis, that kind of stuff. The thing with these, though, is where people kind of fall short, I think, is they don't feed the platforms enough info. So you get very generic responses back. So if you're going to do that kind of stuff, like when it comes to copywriting, it's not a, hey, I need to copy for this beard care product. No, like I'm giving it like a real human. I'm treating it like a human, but I'm getting results back in seconds. So, we're feeding it information about the brand, about the product, about the avatar, all this stuff. And then it's actually kicking out 80 to 90% of the way there ad copy. We're using it to those things to help us build out like email automation flows. And like Claude will literally map it out and give you exactly where everything should be. And it's like, yep, this is exactly what I would have done, but it would have taken me an hour to map it out. And then it's like, boom, here it is. And then here's some examples of how you can say this. Then you just tweak it. Again, feeding it the right amount of info. Image generation. Not a lot on that end outside of using things like Photo Room, which is AI. It takes the background out, and then you can place a product wherever you want. I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, like reporting's turning.
Have you seen ARCads?
I have. I haven't played with them yet, though. I started to play with HeyGen a while back, and then got busy.
ARCads blows HeyGen out of the water.
Yeah, I think Caleb posted about them, didn't he?
He's their social media advertiser.
I was gonna say I've seen ads.
Like, just message him. He'll give you a trial account.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah, I'll hit him up. But no, I mean, yeah, like that kind of stuff. Like that's because HeyGen was okay. I made a few videos for a solar company, and they're all right. I mean, you could tell, at least I could. But even in our reporting, like the ad analysis and stuff, AI is being put into the attribution platforms we use to give us what we would have to go and look at and analyze and put into our own words. Just literally like, oh, this ad did this ad, and then this is what we suggest, and you can take it or leave it. But it's making that kind of stuff so much easier. Oh,
every day. Yeah, we're building out some really cool stuff, some programmatic SEO work through ChatGPT, API, and all kinds of baloney on that side. We've also got social media engines similar to what you mentioned. We built that manually.
Yeah. Well, yours is a beast, though. Like, it's pretty dope.
But yeah, it's just going to get more and more wild as these tools develop. And one thing I'm excited to see is AI tools that start to float to the top, because there's so much getting poured out right now. It's hard to even know which ones are good. The sales pitch is the same across 12 tools. But which one actually does it?
Well, yeah, and which one's like actual? Because some of these AI, I mean, a lot of AI tools are built on top of ChatGPT. You know, like when ChatGPT first kind of became public and like known and a bigger deal, once I got in there, I was like, oh my God, Jasper and Copy AI are on top of this. Like, this is literally Jasper, or it was Jarvis, then it turned into Jasper. But I was like, holy crap, now this makes sense. And even now, a lot of these things are built over the top of ChatGPT, and that's why you have to, like, you have credits and stuff like that. So it's, you could really build and do a lot of the stuff yourself inside of ChatGPT and Claude. And then there's a lot of things that are actually tied together, in my opinion, because like we probably do more. I just can't think of it because there's an integration of like Zapier. Like Zapier's got tons of automations inside of it, which is that AI or not AI, but like you could build you could build out an automation with their AI. I mean, ClickUp has its own AI. So like we're technically using AI in a lot of different places, but like I struggle to think of all the ones we use because I'm like kind of thinking about like when it comes to client deliverables, but internally, I mean, tons of AI stuff. That's why I have a 7-figure agency with 5 people. Like, it's
Right.
not normal.
No, you can't even get that much done, right?
No.
It's as terrible as it is to say, it's replacing some people.
Mm-hmm. It will, and it's inevitable. But those people that can use it to amplify the amount that they do, because I think that's the biggest thing, is like we shouldn't look at it as it's trying to replace us. It's like you can use it to become more efficient, like very
Sure,
efficient.
but if you go back 10, 15 years, middlemen in an agency or hyper specialists in one thing or another, not that AI is replacing them, but it's allowing the rest of the team to produce what they produce with an 80% efficiency ratio over that spend on that person. And when, 1,000 credits of ChatGPT costs me a cent versus a $5,000 to $6,000 a month person, it does replace them to a degree.
No, yeah, you're totally right, because I was just thinking about that as you were saying that. Like, even this morning I put into ChatGPT needing some ideas for image creatives for one of our clients, and spit it right out. But like, I'm not in a creative mood, and like thinking about it, I was like, God, I don't even know. Like, so it kind of eliminates to a degree that need for additional strategists or creative strategists, because now we don't have to be in the mood. We just got to give it the right info. So yeah, you're totally right.
Well, I think it's time for us to spend a few minutes, in fact, 7 minutes in heaven.
7 minutes in heaven.
It's never going to catch on.
I'm still waiting for the soundboard.
Oh, it's getting done in post.
7 minutes in heaven with Mitch and Jake. Oh, I can't wait to hear it.
F it, we'll do it in post.
Yeah. F it, we'll do it live.
Oh my gosh. All right, this week should be interesting because this week we have an agency site.
Oh God, are you doing my website?
No. So this is a full service marketing agency that wanted some analysis done. And I said, okay, I'll give you a tender little kiss on the cheek and take a look at it. So let me set the old timer-rooney here, if I can find it. 18 minutes. I'm never going to last that long.
No, sounds horrible.
All right. This is going to be 7 minutes in heaven with Finch. And go.
Finch. E-commerce growth experts you can trust. Okay, so they do e-com. But why can I trust you?
They're dedicated to e-commerce brands and transforming challenges into opportunities. We focus on efficiency, reliability, and measurable growth to empower your team to achieve remarkable blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's just more the same. Like, we all same as agency owners. I mean, I'm going to just say, like, we all say the same thing. Say something different.
Blast your competition into the ground. Something like that.
Something.
Learn more about our services. I'm a sucker for icon list, so I do like that.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, just kind of throws out there the next block here. We've fallen in love with the problems facing the e-commerce market. I don't like that for 2 reasons. One, yes, we need to acknowledge problems, but the phrasing here throws me completely off. And it's telling the story about Finch, not about you.
Right. Well, and what problems? Like, just to me, I'm like, what problems is it? Are you? I know you're a digital agency, but are you talking like their shipping problems, their financial problems, their internal operations? Because as somebody who spent 19 years with my own e-commerce stores, there are a lot of problems beyond just marketing inside of an e-commerce business. And be careful because they will try to make you their CFO and CMO.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But hey, man, they've got the right people, the right process, and the right technology.
Yeah, and even the phrasing below that, like I like the icons and I like the orange, it pops. Across the website, I like that. But it's with us, you'll experience blah blah blah. It's I want it to be more personable, more direct to the point.
The right
Make me
people
feel
could be something more of like, you hire the right people. We do the same. Make some simpatico between me and you.
Simpatico.
Simpatico. The word of the week is simpatico. I can't do an Elmo voice, but I would have if I could. Growth plans that remove friction from the customer buying journey. I like that. I think that's good. I also like that this little graph that they have here communicates how much they understand the process. Like this visual lets me know, holy crap, they're looking at, what is that, 18 data points along
all the way
the
through
process.
Loyalty. Yeah.
All the way through loyalty. Yeah. To me, that's at least a selling point right there. Like I like that graph a lot.
Yeah. Now the verbiage below it, years of experience has shown us the path of profitable, blah, blah, blah. I would rather see after helping X amount of brands get to blah, 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 like this, we have this, what's the word I'm looking for? Not strategy, but framework or something like that.
Yeah. Gotta love a good framework. Some partner stuff, some reviews. Ooh, we've got some cool motion going on here.
It's an engine. I like it.
Yeah. Who doesn't like an engine?
I like the fact that they understand it's like e-commerce is multifaceted. There's a lot you have to do. It's more than just acquire the customer.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Another review block. Oh, I guess it's from G2 insertion. So some content that they produce and a good old big old footer.
And that book a meeting button on the right, has that been following you the whole time?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Okay. You want to pick a page here?
Sure.
Pick a page.
Go with,
should we just do paid search? Let you have at it.
Paid search.
Paid search for e-commerce. Turn searches into sales with full funnel paid search.
It's too much of our jargon. Full funnel. Most people don't know what that means. Like I would just like as much as I hate to say it, dumb it down. Like we fall into using our jargon too much, and the consumer doesn't, like the average business owner doesn't understand our jargon unless you're trying to get CMOs
into sales. With paid ads management.
Yeah.
Lost in the search crowd will put you at the front of the line with data-driven paid search campaigns that get you noticed and drive conversions.
Yeah, I like it.
There is a little, with the lost in the search crowd, that's some connection element to the reader. But again, it's still we.
Right.
Put yourself at the front of the line. Invest in growth. Stop paying for bad results. I do feel like that's a common pain point.
Yep. Oh, for sure. A huge pain point.
We're back to the right stuff, the right goals, the right assets, the right tech.
And again, we'll work with you to identify.
Me. I am the prize. Meh.
I do like that they say here, reach your audience at every key moment of the customer journey.
Yeah, they are acknowledging that it's not a one touch.
Right.
A little case study here.
80% ROAS?
Yeah, on a initial 0.4 ROAS.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that was a bad humor. Some FAQs, and let's get on the calendar again. I didn't learn anything about your process.
Yeah.
Nothing to lock me into the process here.
And although what's that? Mike Martis. There's 3 Mike Martis.
Oh, that's their blog.
Content. Okay, I was thinking that there might have been review blocks, and I was like, but yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I just reviewed them 22 times. It's really good.
I have a feeling like a lot of agencies won't show their process, and I think I even lack that. But I think there's that silly idea that what we do is proprietary, when like realistically nothing any of us do is proprietary. You can go watch YouTube and figure out what any of us do. But being transparent on there, I think that's good. Like, here's our process, here's what we do, kind of stuff.
All in all, I think my big comment is just, in today's website evaluation marketplace, copy isn't going to make you stand out.
No.
Unless it's bombastic. The word of the day is.
We have 2 words of the day? Dang,
Yeah.
it's getting wild up in here. No, you have to make everything about what are you going to do for them? We live in a me world. Stop. Like, and this is, you and I have had this conversation a few times on this podcast. Especially when it comes to websites and just overall ads, is like, you have to make it about your customer, not what are you going to do for, like, not like what we do, but like how we get you there. You know, you can blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And from a sales perspective, if I can make you feel like this is the journey you're going to be on, talking about money is nothing. But when it's all we, all I see between me and the we is the dollar signs.
100%. I need to get you to realize the problem and how we can fix it, get you on board.
How you can fix it.
Right.
How you fix the problem.
So,
this is the punishment of having corporate sites, is that if your copy isn't just immaculately engaging, I have no other reason to pick you over someone else.
No, 100%. And like, let's circle all the way back to the beginning where it's like, be different with your brand, right? So like the Chilean Seabass. My website, you literally go to the homepage and it says no bullshit marketing.
That's bombastic.
Yeah. I mean, and like, some people won't like it and other people will, but we're straight to the point. It's me. Like that website is wrote as if it's me. And how we will, not how we will, but we're like guiding you through the process of like how we've helped people and why we have this strategy and why we're an authority for you, like what we can do for you versus like, look at us. It's kind of like that old realtor thing where a lot of realtors will like to tout how many houses they've sold. Nobody gives a shit. It's how are you going to help me sell my house faster and for more money? Exactly.
If you straddle the fence, all that happens is you end up with a fence post up your ass, right? Like you got
for some people that might be fun. For some people that might be fun.
That's true. Yeah. I would rather stand firmly in a camp.
Yes.
Because people will follow that. Not everyone. You are never going to get 100% market share. So why are you pretending? Why are you trying? Why do you even try?
I don't know.
So, that was Finch.com. Fun stuff.
Love you, Finch.
And I love that you brought it full circle with the Chilean Seabass.
Hey, I love me some Chilean Seabass, psychopathically biting their heads off and tails. And
I need to have like a full screamo metal version of their theme song now.
Yes.
Until you bite their heads off.
I bet we could make that with AI.
Oh, I'm sure. All right. Well, if you want to be in the 7 minutes in heaven segment, drop your URL in the YouTube comments of this video or any of our past videos. We do read those. We do look for those, and we'd be happy to feature your site in the future. I can talk today.
Words are hard.
My mouth is not simpatico with my brain.
I like how you use the word of the day there.
Oh, yeah. I need like confetti. Pew!
Remember, kids, the word of the day is simpatico. Elmo loves you.
Oh, Mitch. If I wanted to work with you or I wanted to watch your content, where do I find you?
You can watch all of my crazy content across the interwebs as at beardpreneur, like a beard. It's like entrepreneur, but with a beard. It's weird. And then if you want to check out my website and possibly reach out to get your ads done, you can go to barhammarketing.com.
Excellent. Yeah. And if you want to work with me, do some SEO, do some web dev, you can find me at thewizard.marketing, or you can find me on your favorite social platform as The Wizard Marketing.
And if you would rather just learn from us and join weekly calls and some courses where we help you get better at your ads, what's the website, Jake?
It's going to be teachme4m, the number 4, the letter M, teachme4m.com. You'll see Mitch's mug, that beautiful, scary, glorious beard,
it's probably why a lot of people
radiating marketing wisdom.
Yeah, we need to just like feature you because they probably get there and like, oh my God, who's that guy? Like, there's a werewolf teaching this.
Oh my goodness.
But no, it's good stuff. We get to talk about what's going on in real time. And like the last couple of weeks have been very chaotic. And I've been trying to keep people pretty up to date on like what to expect almost on a daily right now because it's volatile as crap.
Yeah, I mean, we're finally on this side of the election and all of that ad spam coming out. We're going into the heat of Q4 for Black Friday and all your favorite holidays,
Money printing
Christmas
season.
and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa, and I'm sure there's other ones I'm not thinking of. Whatever the
What
Amish
was
celebrate.
what was the Seinfeld one?
Oh,
Festivus.
Festivus. Yeah.
Yeah,
A Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Where you air your grievances over the Festivus dinner.
I'm all for it.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. This is the Hold My Beard Marketing Podcast. I am, of course, Jake the Wizard, and I've got Mitch. We will catch you on the next one.